we are not that different. I do what I must to protect my kind. We fight only for our right to live. That's a lie! One day, perhaps, you will understand.
What are you doing? Cut it out now. We don't have any spoilers on this. This is my review of The Order 1886. Stay tuned. So the game's taken me 9.5 hours to complete. For me it was a little bit short, but not too short, if you know what I mean. I spend a lot of my time online playing games. Spending 50 hours in a campaign, or 20, 30 hours, 40 hours is too much. I used to do that when I was a lot younger, but I just don't have the time these days. So for me, it worked out alright, and I was quite happy with the gameplay. One key feature I really enjoyed about this game was the characters' expressions on their faces. I hate sometimes trying to read a character when they're trying to speak and the lips are all over the bleeding show. But in this game, it wasn't anything like that, because the way the characters are portrayed, even in this short campaign of 9.5, 10 hours, I actually found that I was interested in how they felt and what was going on, and to me that's pretty important in a game. I hate running and gunning and just doing nothing, especially in a campaign. You need to be able to sit back and relax and play, and I found that this game was very good at doing it. The gameplay mechanics are surprisingly well done. Even though it is a AAA game, sometimes moving your character is unbearable, but in this I really liked it. It was quite simple, quite intuitive, especially shooting around corners. One of the mechanics that was quite sticky was trying to get into cover using the circle. It wasn't terrible, just needed a little tweak to be honest, but other than that I have no issues with it really. I would definitely recommend using a headset on this game though, because there's so many different sounds, different creaks, and even though we expect that in this generation, I thought they'd done a really good job at making you feel immersed in the game, and in a campaign for me that's really important. You need to feel like you're almost that player. In this part of the game, in the Telsa test labs, it played out a bit like James Bond when you get prototype weapons, or that's how I thought it was going to be. Here he's examining one of the old radios which they use as a communicator. I thought this was pretty sloppy. I don't think it was done really well. It was pretty boring, even getting down to the end. I thought you'd be using some weapons, some prototypes, but you don't use anything. You get handed one of the magnetic unlockers which unlocks a magnetic circuit or something, which is quite easy to use, and you probably use it 4 or 5 times in the game, but other than that, pretty basic, and for me it's a bit of a letdown this part of the game. In the game there's not that many enemies to shoot really. You've got the Lycans, which are the half-breeds, which you'll see a video coming up in a minute, a little clip. And then there's the rebels who, you're like the sworn protector of the realm, you're like a knight, and the rebels are trying to uprise against the government, and you're basically working for the government. But in my opinion, there wasn't enough of the Lycans about, because for me, when they were chasing him, hunting you down and snarling and growling, it was great, you know, it feels good. Shooting human combatants it's just too much. It's just too, you know, there's no angle to it. We've all done it 1,000 times where things like this now on the screen, it puts theirs on the back of your head, and that's what I love in games. Shooting against human players, just overrated to me. So now's the defining moment where, if you haven't already decided on buying the game, I'm going to try and help you. So, if like me you like different scenarios in games, if you like visuals, if you like to sit back and relax a bit and play, then the game's definitely for you. The fact that you can complete it pretty fast as well, you can sell it. If you're used to running and gunning and playing a lot of online, and I suppose it's for you too, because you can take a break from it. You can play with your mates and what have you and come back to this anytime, because I don't regret buying it one minute. And the story and the twist at the end is really good. And for me, this is just the start in what could be a good series for Ready at Dawn. So anyway, it's up to see whether you buy it or not, whether you wait or you borrow it off somebody. It's entirely up to you, but thanks for watching and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.